Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that this show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again.
We are here with all of our fingers. We
What?
survived 4th of July.
We did.
Yet another one.
Our 31st 4th of July survived?
Oh,
It's only a matter of time.
well, it's only our 10th drinking 4th of July. Well, maybe 11th.
On
or
record,
12th.
10th drinking.
On record. What's the
Unofficial?
statute of limitations on that? I was thinking on the way home, because Joe
Yes.
threw a
The reverse beer
shindig.
snob.
The reverse beer snob threw a shindig.
He did. And it was a good shindig.
Yeah.
Now, I will compliment Joe.
Oh.
His 4th of July outfits are
On fleek.
every year.
I thought, well, one of my favorite shirts that he has is is it a tank top? Maybe it's a tank top or a t-shirt. It just says USA back-to-back World War champs.
Yes, that is I think I still laugh today about that.
It's,
That was last year's shirt, he told me.
yeah.
The year
and then
before that, we had, I had one that has Uncle Sam pointing.
Uh-huh.
And it says, I want
You
you
would
to get me a beer.
Okay, I remember that.
And he has, I'll have to look it up, but he has something similar to that.
He does. Yeah, he always has a good one. And this year, Joe's shirt was,
USA Drinking Team.
it looked like the Dream Team
Yes.
logo with the USA
His
from
YT.
the
92.
Olympic squad. And so we went to Joe. It was actually his parents' house because his parents have a nice pool, nice
Yes.
built-in pool,
I do.
big backyard, a court. So everyone got over there, and now, Cerny, I mean, when we compare and contrast this to some of our other 4th of Julys,
Yes.
I didn't, not an ounce of beer touched my lips until pretty much I got in the backyard of Joe's house. Like,
Yes,
I
I
wheeled
agree.
my ice chest back, and then I got a beer out for myself.
I agree.
But that's 3:30.
334. Yeah, it was right around there.
Yeah.
Now this is a stark contrast to. I was actually talking to your wife about this. During the party. I
Oh.
said, "Do you remember that time when it was?" She said there was 106 beers in the ice chest, and she said, like half of them were gone. 50% were gone by
Before dark or something,
before
right?
noon, or because we were drinking at 10 a.m. A bunch of us.
Ugh. Was that the day when we went to Tony's
Yeah.
at like 10
10 and started drinking.
and we just started drinking?
And we weren't drinking Coors Lights. We were drinking Sam Adams at this point in time. I do remember.
I thought Fat Tire. I thought we were on a Fat Tire kick too.
And Sam Adams. We had a whole collection of like real heavy craft brews.
When's the last time you had just a Fat Tire? I don't think
can't
I
tell
would
you.
like them anymore.
I don't know. I haven't had them since. I don't know.
I think
Actually, that's a good
probably
question.
we've probably had a couple gnarly experiences, to say the least.
So we weren't completely wasted by noon. We didn't actually have to drop a beer until 4. So that's a win for us, I'd say.
And I mean, but you know, when you're in your early 20s, it's literally almost a competition.
Yes.
Who can drink the most, the fastest? And there's no thinking about tomorrow. How are you going to feel? How are you going to even survive through the day?
No.
And there's no
no
concept of pacing or anything like that.
I agree. There's no thinking about any moment but right now.
But just getting this beer drank as fast as you can.
And you drink the beer
Let's get another one.
because you don't, it's just, it's like water. And then
Ugh.
somewhere along the line, the 2x4 hits you in the back of the head and you're underwater.
Yes.
But you don't notice. You don't notice, right?
I don't
You just
know.
keep
You keep
the
going.
party going, and then you surface in a bar after fireworks.
And Girls Gone Wild's playing on the TV.
Girls Gone Wild / motorcycle crashes. Remember, it was like a motorcycle crash. Remember, it was like a guy riding a motorcycle. He'd crash, and then it would be like smash cut. Girl pulling out her tits, flashing the camera.
Oh,
Smash cut back to some different guy crashing his bike. I was like, what the fuck?
because we were sitting there and like, oh.
I swear I just
Like, I know this is what I want to see on the TV, but it just like popped up. I'm like, what? I think I just saw titties.
Yes.
And I was like, probably like, Cerny,
I saw.
are you seeing titties on the TVs in a bar?
Now I don't know if you remember, but I remember you yelling this, dude. There's titties on the TV. Remember that girl that walked by? It's like, you want to see my titties?
You've told this story many times, and I my face to God's feet. I do not have any 1 millimeter of
the only
recollection.
sober person in that bar that could collaborate my story is Tony, the semen lover.
And he'll collaborate it?
He was there. I mean, Raz was.
So I said, I just yelled the word titty, and
you said there's titties on the TV, but
Okay.
it was like loud because we're in a bar.
Yeah.
And the girl walking by,
And she said,
you want to see my titties? And you were like in like a deer in
Deer in
headlights, like
okay.
and she pulled them out like.
Were they nice?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think I saw them?
Yeah, you were looking at them, but remember, your wife was there, but she was sleeping at that moment in time because she
Taking a nap for herself?
she was sleeping off the wine.
I mean, she wouldn't care if I saw the titties, but I honestly can't remember that because that's like, I mean, that's as a teenage kid, that's what you live for.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
And it happened.
It did.
And I lived right through it. So we got to Joe's at 3:30.
Yes.
Had a beer. Your wife's birthday.
It's her birthday.
I promised her I'd make her, Chipper's margarita.
Which she
said, don't. Because, in the past, I probably would have gone broken elbow, double shot. Yeah. But I'm like, 1, I know she's probably driving.
Yes.
2.
Because I was joining with the beers.
Yeah, I don't need. My goal is to help Cerny, get laid.
Oh, okay.
So I don't need to be I'm familiar with her tolerance, her alcohol tolerance. It's fairly on the low end, I'll say. So I figure. So
there's 0 tolerance, and then there's like a little sliver, just a little sliver, maybe the width of a spider web.
No, a bee's dick, if you will.
There you go.
I would say if your wife had 2 drinks, whether that be 2 shots, a glass or 2 of wine, 2 beers, I would say she probably would say that she felt drunk. Is that about probably what you would say?
That statement right there.
Now, when is she falling over and undressing herself?
3.
3?
3.
Okay.
There was.
Well, that's quite the line. That's quite the fine line.
Whose birthday was that? I think it was James's.
Your brother's.
Yes. She had 3 drinks, I think. 3 drinks, and she was toasted. Now that a stark contrast to Joe, who was there, and I. Joe and I had possibly 10, 12 drinks. I mean, it was.
I think I had a couple of these Lagunitas Citrusinous pale ales. Then Cerny brought some. You brought some good Hemperor
beer,
which I've been seeing their advertisements on.
Instead of an IPA, it's an HPA. Hemp.
It's banned in a couple states.
It was. So we opened it up.
Dank.
It was pretty dank when we opened it. I was like,
it was.
Oh shit! And Joe had warned us. Joe said, "You open that up, it's gonna smell like marijuana in a bottle." I was like, "Open it up." I was like, "You weren't lying, Joe."
Yeah, it smells like exactly. Yeah. And then the other one that you got, where'd you get that from? And what
Lazy
was that?
Dog.
Lazy Dog.
It was like a.
Is that a hot dog place?
It's a restaurant where you can bring your dog.
Oh.
It's like a regular, like almost.
There's one by your house, right?
Yes. And that's where she got it. It was like a limited edition. I guess they brew their own beer. I didn't know this. She had went and picked it up. She said, "Hey, there's a limited edition." I just soaked on it. I said, "Bring it to the 4th."
Wow.
Well, it was a 4-pack.
Bless her.
Put it in the freezer, and I was like,
one fell out.
And I said, "Let's bring them the holiday 3-pack." She said,
Yeah.
"What is that?" I was like, "Take one of those out."
Right. Now it was huckleberry and raspberry or something, but
yeah, it's not as.
It was good.
Yeah, I don't usually like the ultra fruity.
Right.
But it was an IPA.
We have Tony for that.
Yeah, we do.
Being an ultra fruit.
So I don't like. I think you're on the same page. I don't like the ciders. You know, those weird.
Yeah, those are a little.
Those are too sugary for me.
Yeah.
But this is like an IPA, but it had like it was almost like it had huckleberry, but it was like a refreshing. It was light.
Like a hint of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much like similar to this. Just has a nice layer, an extra layer of complexity on there. Similar to the Leinekugels.
Yes.
Summer Shandy.
Ooh.
But with a different flavor profile.
Little heavier, I would say, in the hop department.
A little,
but it was still
packed a bigger punch. So we had a couple of those. I was making some margaritas. Got in the pool.
Yes.
Dragged everyone else in the pool.
The pool. Now, I would say here in Northern California,
yes.
in the valley, that was probably the coolest 4th of July I can remember.
I was 85.
Yeah, 85. I mean,
I was bracing
for those
for
of you,
105.
if anybody listens.
No, we know the truth. So.
Yeah, we know the truth. But by off chance, this is in the archive. Someone pull this up. In the Northern California, in the Sacramento Valley, in July, you're getting 100 degrees easy. Clip 100 degrees is almost every day. 101 is on the norm.
Oh yeah,
especially on 4th of July. It's always if you're getting off 95, you're getting off easy. And it was 85. I was surprised.
I mean, at night I was like, "Ooh, I probably should have brought a sweatshirt or something for myself." But
we're getting to the pool, we're swimming, and I was like, when the sun went down,
yeah,
I was like, "Fuck, it's warmer in the pool than outside of the pool."
It was, and we were in the pool, and we had to go collect some people and throw them in.
Yeah, we did.
And
that's
then,
mandatory.
Foolishly, I was challenged to a chicken fight.
I didn't partake. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it.
It's okay.
Chipper said, "Let's do this," and I was like, I had flashbacks of previous chicken fights.
But I had one of the lighter folks there.
You did.
How old is she?
You had Melanie?
Yeah.
13.
Couldn't weigh more than 75 pounds.
Yeah,
80
65,
pounds,
70, maybe 80.
Against a 17-year-old in her bay.
Yes.
Clearly.
Undermatched. That base was weak.
He was weak. Fragile, as they say in Italian.
Fragile.
I would say collectively, I'd be shocked if he had 15 seconds of chicken fight time under his belt.
Oh, under his belt? There's no way.
And I've been waterlogged and waterboarded in chicken fights for hours.
And for those of you who
by
don't
my
know,
side.
Yeah, we used to chicken fight, and we used to chicken fight with each other. And then remember the couple times where
we had a team up.
No, I had to jump off the top rope and spear kick whoever's on your shoulders. I just had when you said chicken fights, I was like, I remember waking up the next morning when I was 21, and I thought I was crippled. My neck was that sore. I was like,
literally, and it's the
10 years after the fact. I said, there's no way I'm going to recover for this for at least a month. There's no way.
Because they're sitting on your shoulders and they're leaning forward and there's jerking going on and you're trying to stabilize.
Not the good kind.
Yeah, not a good. Not to completion, but back and forth. And now as the base, you try to get in there too, and you try to
purple nurples.
Do whatever you need to do. And then if your partner starts to fall, you're like kind of trying to drag them back. It's a very dynamic sport.
Yes, it is. And that team you were facing,
weak,
clear rookie status.
I probably could have just taken him by myself.
Yeah. Oh, easy.
The top was just a formality, to be honest.
It was. The top was a formality. The base was weak. I was like, wow, this is a weak ass team.
All I had to do, what I do the first time, just judo chop right in the ribs or
eagle
something?
Eagle beak.
Okay,
eagle beak.
Yeah. Oh, it's cheating. This,
Yes.
Of
course, first off, ladies and gentlemen, there is no rules.
No eyes or...
No, there's no rules when we're doing chicken fights like that.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no cheating.
And I'm sure you make this deal sometimes. Hey, I'll drive home. If you want to get sauce, go for it.
Oh, okay.
So I came in, and I had to ramp up quick on the drinking and then pull back hard so I can sober up, and then I'm good by the time we leave.
So I got a great deal because...
Oh, yes.
My wife gets car sick, especially when I drive, apparently, because I'm a very aggressive driver.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
On the brakes, mostly.
Yes, on the brakes. My braking is suspect. But, so she says, I can't handle you driving, so I will drive, which means...
Oh. It's like having a...
lifetime DD.
It's like when your wife was pregnant. It's like there's nothing to worry about. There's no question.
So part of me drives like an insane person like that because, A,
You're being rewarded.
And I'm being rewarded. So there's no incentive to not drive like a maniac. So I drive a maniac, and then she says, I can't handle you driving. I got to drive home. I'm like, I will have 10, 15 beers on. That's fine.
And then drinking, the barbecue fired up. I kind of got a little hazy around that time period, but
that's when Joe was running the girl.
Yeah.
In his sweet fit. That hat was great too. He had the
what hat?
The
Rocky Mountains.
Rocky Mountains on his hat.
Yeah,
blue, red, white, and blue.
It looked like Denio's
now
$6 trucker hat.
I did.
Yeah.
When he came out with that, I was like, so when he came out and greeted me, he had the red, white, and blue trucker hat with the Rockies.
I think
Rocky
he does
it
to entice us sometimes.
He does, and he had the flag shorts and his USA drinking team from 1992. And in pure Joe form, he stuck with his Coors Lights.
Yep.
He had his ice chest. He brings everywhere.
Because I was just...
He had his fucking koozie.
I got over there, and he goes, hey, and he pulls it out of his back pocket. And it was so timely because we had just released Joe the Reverse Beer Snob.
Yes.
So I had been editing it a couple days before. So I had just listened to the episode, and you had said exactly the red ice chest, the igloo, the thing.
Yep.
And I went to the table, I set my drinks down, and I looked, and there was a red ice chest, and I cracked it open. There was probably, 13, 14 Coors Lights in there. And
he's very consistent.
There wasn't any left.
Nope.
I think at the end of the night.
Nope. He had it. He'd drink his Coors Lights.
He had his intake. And then
now Chip and I were Marco Polo before. Like, you think Joe's gonna mix some water?
No.
No.
Well, this isn't a knock against Joe. He's got a girl.
Yes.
And I think his girl puts the reins on him a little bit, which is probably okay.
I don't want to say like they all do, but in a way they,
it's just sort of a thing that happens when a young male gets his
because we used to go full ham with no because it was like there was no repercussions for acting like a complete buffoon.
And I will say there's no one to embarrass except yourself. Now,
I'm perfectly okay with embarrassing myself because it's like when I wake up, like, oh well, it's okay, I'll live.
But if you're there with your chick, it's like, oh, Chipper just did this, and he's out, he's peeing in the neighbor's yard, and then everyone kind of looks at whoever and is like, oh, you're kind of like in charge of him because you're, you're like with him, so you're in charge of him.
Yes.
So I think that's kind of why it happens. And Joe's mom was there.
True.
No, I don't know. Do you drink any differently in front of your parents than not?
I do. I think I remember we used to do keg stands and all that stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Before. I don't know if I'd do it in front of them. Now, depends. My dad, he was all about the keg stands and stuff in his heyday, so I think he
would probably appreciate it a little bit. Your mom would just be like,
I can't believe why are you doing this?
And so the barbecue was...
My dad likes to say, you don't got the willy, you don't get the silly. That's his... That's his thing. Like, why would you do that? My dad would used to say when we were like, you don't get the willy, you don't get the silly.
I don't think I've ever heard of a better... I mean, that is pretty fucking spot on.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Wow. I had not even... It's just... you're right. It's just silliness.
It's just silly. When we were talking about shooting bottle rockets out of our hands and stuff, why would you do that on the ride home? I was like, I don't know.
This wasn't a premeditated thought. That
did you know you could get hurt? Like,
probably.
And I had to explain. I said, if you're a guy, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chip, between the age of 16 to about 24, you're invincible. There's nothing.
And not only are you invincible, it's like, what can I possibly do to further my favor with my friends?
Yes. Yes.
Or if there's a lady there, or you're trying to get a laugh.
She's told the panty's going to be totally soaked if I do something
like she jumped in the pool.
Completely ridiculous.
Right, because I remember were you telling her about that Chip shot bottle rockets out of his hand once.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, we did that. But I mean, I remember thinking like, oh, that's probably not a great idea. After, because my hand was all fucking blistered
I
up,
remember doing it. Because I remember you did it, and I did it, and we were all doing it, and it was like.
But we were also probably, we were
20
toasted.
1, 2, 20. Realistically.
Now, speaking
the blisters on the right here on the thumb. Oh yeah. Next day, you're like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
What was I doing?
My hand was still black.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had the
From
gunpowder. I mean, a forensic, we could have been pinned down for a murder.
Oh.
All the black gunpowder on our fingers.
That's true. Was there any shootings in that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of fireworks, we went, we didn't go. There was some money rounded up, and they went to get fireworks. I think they adjusted the formula. The fireworks seem really fucking weak, right?
They seem tame, yeah.
Like the ones that used to go zzz and spin around, I feel those used to go for a minute.
And
now they would go off for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, wow, that's weak.
So is this a regulatory thing, or is this a profit?
I think it's a profit.
Okay.
Now, we did do the Piccolo Pete's,
Right.
You smash them with the... Now, but previous, I remember in the heyday of their childhood, my dad was like, just take some vice grips.
Yeah.
And crimp them.
Needle nose.
So we used to do that. And now they're walled, with like extra cardboard.
So strong
and you can't. So we get the hammer out and get that. Anyway.
And what does that do exactly?
So it's like a tiny, as my dad explains, I remember asking him, it's like a tiny hole, so there's a lot of pressure coming through the hole. That's why it squeals.
That's why it makes the noise.
So you crimp it, so there's a bunch of it builds up inside
and then
that.
It just
boom.
explodes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they made the cardboard so thick
that you can't do that. Now, a few years ago, no, I don't think you were there. This is at Tony's house. We smashed one, and Joe lit it, and it fell over.
Oh.
So then it was like a rocket back towards us. And I remember grabbing my feet, extending my feet, and grabbing Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Picking him up and running.
Son.
Yeah, and running as it was screaming towards us. And boom! It ricocheted off of Joe because Joe tried to kick it.
Oh.
And it boom, right? I remember my wife.
She was not so entertained.
I mean, I was laughing. Joe was laughing. Dana was laughing. My wife didn't think it was that funny at all.
She's
like, someone could have got hurt.
She saw her son losing his
eye.
Yeah. Well, speaking of losing fingers, Cerny, we have here. Do we want to go number of firework-related hospital visits by month?
Let's do it.
This is from 2006 to 2010.
Okay.
I'll set you a little like okay. March 223.
Okay.
So relatively low.
So there's
no fireworks going on in March.
And if you think about it, I don't know if you've been out. Maybe I burped in the mic here because this is Lagunitas unofficial sponsor. When you go outside of California, there are like in Wyoming and stuff because I've been there in the summer. They used to have fireworks stands like all year round.
Oh,
so I remember we were there in the summer. At least when I was younger, like we went to Yellowstone with my dad and stuff, and they had a fucking fireworks stand, and it was like in the middle of July, and they had all the good shit. They had like mortars and stuff, like
So California, you think is a little bit. I would say California's probably
They regulate it.
Overly regulated, maybe.
It's like so many days before the 4th of July, and then on the 4th of July, you can't sell any more after that.
And then, so you're saying in some of these other states, you can just go into whatever store.
I remember in Wyoming,
and if it's August 2nd and you want to shoot some fucking Roman candles off in your backyard, go for it.
Yeah, they had
because America.
And it was like they had mortars. They had all the. In California, you can't have any fireworks, I think, that really explode or shoot into the air.
Right.
But I remember going to Wyoming, and they had firecrackers and M80s and M1000s and the mortars and all the other shit.
Wow. That's because they're not as populated, right? It's like just wide open spaces.
Yeah, and I'm sure they one of those, we do whatever the rationale was. I mean, I remember my dad pulling over I remember going into this place like. He remember pulling me. He's like, "This is the Holy Grail." I remember telling me this is the Holy Grail. They have fucking mortars.
How much is a mortar?
I don't remember what it was. It wasn't
Fireworks are kind of expensive, right?
Yeah, but this wasn't like. I mean, it was like. I don't remember what it was. It was like $75. It wasn't like it wasn't extreme. Like they had like the whole. It looked like a fucking mortar you would buy at like a military would use like with the canister. You'd shoot it down and poof, throw the fucking thing down there.
Like you're getting an Army Navy surplus.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So March 223.
Okay.
Firework related hospital visits. What would you say is another high firework month?
June. Gotta get ready.
Okay. 1,890.
Oh, okay.
January, New Year.
New Year's, okay.
1,515.
I do remember my dad saving some of those fireworks that we bought in Wyoming, and New Year's he would shoot them off.
Do you care to guess July? Firework
So
related.
June was 1,000.
Let's say June was 2,000. January is 1,500.
11,000.
15,554. I mean,
oh yeah,
this fucking chart. Look, it's just
oh
like,
my god,
it's like off the wall, off the charts. Now this is the sillier one, and this goes back to our point earlier: frequency of hospital visits by age group.
Okay.
And male and female split.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Males, 20 to 25.
It's every 5 years. Males, 10 to 14 are the highest.
10 to 14. Okay.
Pretty much tied with males 15 to 19.
Okay. I can see that.
Then males 20 to 24, males 25 to 29, and then it kind of declines on there. Now the highest female one, females 5 to 9. Interesting.
They're probably the kids of the males from
probably the male 20 to 24.
The casualties.
Now, if you're comparing, so the highest frequency of females is 5 to 9. You don't get that low of a frequency on the males until males 50 to 54. So from pretty much 0 to 50, males are outpacing more frequently being hospitalized for firework related injuries.
Easy.
I mean, it's not even close. Again, there's the chart.
I see it. The blue.
So
the blue reigns.
I mean, we fit right in.
Oh,
we only validate these stats. We only validate these stats.
I can see it.
Now,
were you around when we used to shoot off the M80s and stuff?
I don't think so.
So the M80s, most would know.
Does it look like a little dynamite thing?
Yeah, it's like a little circular. It's like cord stick of dynamite. Is basically what it is.
Okay.
And I remember those fuckers. That will take your fucking hand off. And they have M1000s too, which is like a half stick or something like that. I've shot them off before, and those when those go off, like if you shoot them off neighborhood, your neighbors will come out like, what the fuck? Like they think the bomb went off.
Oh, they think it's a problem.
Yeah.
I think are they totally illegal in the whole United States?
They might be.
So what happens when people are blowing fingers off? It's you're drunk and you're like, ooh,
you hold the fucker and you like when you hold it and you want to like throw it in the sky, so
So you're trying to time it and you're running it too close.
You're running too close. Those wicks, I don't know if at least with the firecrackers, the wicks are unpredictable.
Right.
Like the burn rate is not consistent.
Some it'll be
great. And I remember lighting a few firecrackers and like lighting it, and then you just gotta release it and it blows next to your face and stuff like that.
Jesus.
I mean, and it's hilarious because you never get hurt, so you just keep doing it. But it's
right
now that I think about it after the fact.
Though,
oh, fuck, man, those are rough.
That would take your. And then I could see a situation where, you're going out there and you're trying to relight something and your clothes catch on fire, or you spill your drink, your vodka, and
especially when you're drinking heavily, like we forth,
like we tend to do.
When we go full America.
So I mean, I don't know. Well, I would say, I mean, in the history of Chip and Cern, I don't know. I feel like something on 4th of July, that was probably one of our tamest.
That was one of our tamest, yes. It's very civil. We were drinking and swimming.
Very adult. We were doing some adulting.
Yes. Now, we did crimp some Piccolo Pete's and whatnot, but it wasn't...
You got to live.
A little bit. You got to show the kids a little bit.
Now, do you think we've hit... Do you think we're coming down? It's like, I kind of talking... Maybe I was talking to my wife on the way home, like... It's like every year, it's like, okay, a little more chill, a little more chill.
Yeah.
Or when is it gonna? I think
when the kids get old enough, then
when
they start going full ham, then like,
Dad, I heard that we could do this. You're like,
and then when they start doing rookie shit, like, all right, step aside.
Pass the baton.
Let me show you how this fucking shit works.
Pass the baton.
I agree.
Now, you would be a great look for Chip and Cern.
I'm listening.
Damn it.
I'm listening.
You would be a great look for the 4th of July for next year.
Chip and Cern, 4th of July.
Some lids. Chip and Cern show lids. I heard we're having a sale.
I think it's a Black Friday sale.
Oh, very good.
You can find that on chipandcernshow.com/shop.
Now, we have been, we are on YouTube Live.
We are.
And we're on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been floating the beer koozie idea.
We have.
Haven't gotten a lot of response on that one.
Besides Joe.
Besides Joe, which we know. Now, if that's something that interests you, hit us up.
Let us know.
Cerny knows all the channels, all the communication lines.
You can reach out to us on any social media, Chip and Cern Show. You can Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can just DM us. You can even email us at chipandcernshow@gmail.com.
Yep.
Anything Chip and Cern Show. Just Google Chip and Cern Show.
And
then pick your path from there. You can reach out to us. Believe me, the channels are quiet. So if you reach it,
any notification
you
that
will
comes
not
through,
be ignored.
Our heads will start spinning.
I even engage with spam.
Yes, I would like to get 14 bazillion Zimbabwe dollars.
Yes, please.
Prince.
Chip and Cern Show would love to help out the Prince of Zimbabwe. We would love to.
Now, sir, I heard you have an inflation problem. I think we can. We took economics 101 and 102.
Yes.
We can
macro and micro.
Oh, there you go. Well, Cerny, next 4th of July, what do you have on the docket for Chip and Cern? What do you think? I think probably
I have
more
a plan.
The same.
More the same, but it is a big birthday for the whiff.
Yes, that is right.
So we will probably plan accordingly. Probably have it catered of some sort.
At your place.
Yes.
That means she can get turned up.
Now,
Cerny can get turned up too.
Oh yes, and believe me, Cerny will get turned.
Yes, I forgot about that, but then I just remember when you said that.
It is a big birthday.
Is she scared?
She told me not to celebrate it because she's quote turning
25 and holding
29. 29. She's turning 29.
Okay, yeah.
And I said, okay, plus 11.
Yeah. And so okay. So I had a couple jokes up my sleeve, but I'm just deferring till next year.
Yes.
I bust some of them out as you heard.
Yes.
And I mean, you have to.
You have to.
But the good ones are coming. Calcium pills.
Yes.
I
mean, there's.
It's too bad. Anyway, let's hear your 4th of July. Have you had a firework injury? We would really like to know.
I would like to because we always read about them. I've never heard about them in the flesh.
Now, here is something.
Or seen them.
Bottle rockets out of the butthole, like in Jackass. I'm surprised that didn't happen. Because I feel like if we would have had those, like that would have happened somewhere. We would have got Joe to do that and would have burnt his ass hairs.
I agree. I don't know how we haven't had that happen before.
I will actually say I feel pretty lucky that no one in our circles have had any firework-related injuries for how stupid we were.
Yes. Firework injuries and ass injury of some sort.
Yes. That's true. Do you think this redwood branch will fit up there? Well, send in your firework horror stories to chipandcernshow@gmail.com.
Or if you want to tweet us, Chip and Cern Show.
Mm-hmm. And until next time, I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.